Today will be my first real offseason with the new scouting in Madden 22. This should be really interesting. This is a very important draft with the Giants having 2 first-round picks this year. We want to add a quarterback, but there's still so much to do to truly rebuild the New York Giants. Welcome back, everybody. The Giants are here once again. And as I said, we're finally drafting with the new scouting. It's been a long time coming, a very long wait. But today, we see how team building really goes with this new scouting system. I feel pretty good about the quarterbacks in this class. We spent a lot of our effort scouting them. Petrovsky looks really good with all these A grades. Projected to have a very good combine. I am definitely targeting him in the first round. But I hope that we can accomplish a lot more in this draft. We need offensive line help. We need pass rush, run stopping help. Let's see how much we can get accomplished. The first season is in the books. The Giants only went 5-12, ranking toward the bottom in a lot of categories. The defense cannot allow 30 points a game once again. The offense cannot move forward without becoming better at throwing the football. I don't feel like I have to make any staff changes for this year. We have coordinators who have some talents unlocked. I like those talents. So I don't see us making a coaching change of any kind. For the staff points we have right now, I probably should have bought this hometown discount. I'll do it for next year. There's no point in doing it now. But I'm probably not going to do anything for this right now just because I don't see us giving out a lot of contracts in free agency. We don't have the cap flexibility. So I'm going to save these for probably just getting XP gains and whatnot. No members of the Giants retired, but here are the top retirements around the league, including Matt Ryan, spending his whole career with the Falcons. Right now, we're actually over the salary cap by $3 million. That's how bad the cap situation is here. If we sort this by savings, we can get out of Nate Solder's deal. And I definitely want to with him at 67 overall. So a penalty of $4 million, we free 14. That'll give us some space. Now $11 million in cap space, but I still think most of that is just going to be filling out the roster. We are not on offense when it comes to free agency. One player I kind of forgot about is Blake Martinez. We did not have him in the first year as he tore his ACL, and he will give us a boost to the run defense. Now, he is a liability in coverage, so linebacker is still going to be a need of ours. But that's one way we can hope to get better, is getting him back and healthy next season. And fully healthy, if we have a good draft, I can see this defense taking a really big leap this next year. I'm less confident in the offense because we could have a rookie quarterback, and I doubt the offensive line is significantly better next year. I may even release Kyle Rudolph. I will put him on the trade block when I'm able to and see if anyone's interested. He does have good hands. He caught 7 touchdowns for us a year ago, but I think this contract is one that we might need to get out of this year. I took care of a lot of these contracts already, and I want to say that Lorenzo Carter's demand went down. It was like 21/3 before. Interesting. He's obviously not regressing yet. He's only 26. But I'm going to come back to Carter and Ross probably in free agency. I don't know about Danny Shelton with block shed and power move being low 70s now. I just don't think that he's going to offer a lot of impact. Nose tackle is definitely going to be a need if we don't bring back Shelton or Austin Johnson, and I don't think either is going to be a high quality starter. One of my favorite things to do, though, in the beginning of these franchises is replace the bottom of the roster with players that I think have good upside, and that's one of the most fun things. So I'm moving on from a variety of backups And I'm hoping that we can use the third day of the draft to replace a lot of them. Here is the third mock draft. My main question: is a team ahead of us going to take a quarterback? Because there are at least 3 teams here that I think could consider it. But these mocks don't have the quarterbacks going that high. I'm not sure if it's because their talent isn't really top 5, but Brian Petrovsky seems like the first quarterback that will be taken. It's just hard to believe he would go at 11 in that case. And then they have a large gap between him and Edward Burris, who ends up sliding here to 23 in this mock. For us specifically, we do like Jose Felix. I don't know about the first round with him, but they have us going with Will Wall here at 5. And as much as defensive line is in need, can't see us taking a D tackle at 5. As a quick little guide here, though, you can click on any of these teams, and on the right-hand side, it'll show their needs. So, C+ quarterback situation in Detroit. Obviously, nothing's happened yet. It's still going to probably be Jared Goff, and who's their backup? Tim Boyle? C+ grade here for the Eagles at quarterback. For the Texans, it's a C+, and for New Orleans, C+ as well. I'm going to put both Kyle Rudolph and Darius Slayton on the trade block. I do like Slayton a lot, but I think that with Galladay and Shepard having secure roles and us wanting to get Tony the ball more, I don't think there's a lot of value in having a strong 4th receiver, especially with us having so many needs. So I like to see what some other teams think of Slayton. One thing to keep in mind too is we really have 4 safeties who could play. Logan Ryan is the oldest. Could we consider even trading Ryan at this stage? 86 speed, 82 zone coverage. I've already talked about McKinney being more the strong safety, so you definitely want to make sure you have somebody who has the range downfield. Love has more speed, 77 zone coverage. Could we develop him more into a deep cover safety? Possibly. But maybe at this stage, we could even think about trading Logan Ryan and whatever his contract is at this point. If we cut him, there is a pretty sizable penalty. We'd free $6 million. At this point, though, I'm not trying to acquire more picks. I don't have a great feel for the scouting yet, and I don't know how to make sure I can use 10 correctly. I don't think having 14 picks really gives me that much more of an edge right now. So 10 is enough. And actually it's 9 because I did some in-season trading, and we only have 1 pick after 133 overall. I just don't know that I can make a lot of good day 3 selections here. So kind of want to consolidate to the top 100. Combine results are in. Brian Petrovsky had the second best 40 time at quarterback, running a 4.51. He finished very high at everything but the bench press, 12 reps. Yeah, with Petrovsky, you have a quarterback who can definitely make some plays outside the pocket. All these A skills here are impressive. I don't think you can go wrong with Petrovsky. Maybe his talent isn't top 5. Maybe he's not top 10. Hard to believe, though, if all these are an A, and you already know that, like, speed is going to help out his overall, and his throw power is great, which is 1 below the best you can be at. He's going to be a mid-first round talent at the absolute worst. Edward Burris. If Petrovsky, for some reason, went before us, or we didn't trade up, something of that nature, Burris is faster, at least based on the combine numbers. The pro day could be different. Solid throw power, so 2 spots worse. Going to be average. I'm expecting like 87, 88 throw power then. But speed's going to be really good. For his skills, we know that the accuracy for short is a B. Obviously not as many A grades, and we don't know like 4 other key throwing ratings, unfortunately. So it is a little intriguing to spend the private workout on Edward Burris. But at the same time, if Petrovsky is number 1 and we still like Burris, like if Petrovsky's gone, I think we just take Burris. Although, is he first round talent? Is he a good first-round quarterback. He might be, but if those accuracies come in low, then he wouldn't be. For Nick McAdams, strong-arm quarterback out of USC, he's not leaving the pocket. He does have good throw power, so around the 90, I would assume, for him. And then for the skills, B's across the board there for those accuracies. Don't want him on the move. I'd still rank it this way, even not knowing Burris's other accuracies, because I think there's so much value in having the outside the pocket ability. Let's check out these day 3 running backs, just to stay on brand here. Taylor Callaway. I don't know his key ratings, but I do know that he ran a 4.47, 20 bench reps. This is a good combine. First in 3 cone, second in 20-yard shuttle. At least from an athletic standpoint, he looks like a 3-down running back with potential there anyway. He can run routes, he can catch the ball. I just don't know what he can do with the ball in his hands is all. I think those day 3 picks, though, are going to be a lot of fun for me. It's like a puzzle you have to solve. Avery Hayward, 4.53, a little less speed, but change of direction is going to be there. Acceleration, I think acceleration is extremely important. 16 bench reps. B vision, B kick return, B short route running. Probably trying to replace Devontae Booker in this draft. I have a couple of options. Ruben Knight from West Georgia, a 4.54. We're going a little bit slower, less acceleration. So he would need some pretty good skills to still be in consideration, and he can catch the ball. So he stays on the board, and for me, he's probably a 6th round player. I really liked a lot of the linebackers I scouted yesterday. Michael Layman was one of my favorites. Combine comes in pretty good. 4.59 is a good 40 time at linebacker, but it's barely top 10. Bench, top 5, 3 cone, shuttle, he can move, and he's got strength. And we know with all these skills, he should have a chance to be a 3-down player. And he's only day 3 projection. I still think I would give him at the least a 3rd round grade. I'm not sure yet who I'm using the private workouts on, because even players like Layman, I feel like I know enough. And those private workouts are so valuable. When I'm like 85% sure, do I need to get to 95? Probably not. Lonnie Davis, 4.75 40, so he's going to be a little bit slower, but 3 cone and 20-yard shuttle check out good. Davis has B zone, B block shed. I'd have to rank him a little bit lower. 4th round player, I'd say. Still on the board. I want these mocks to be a little more accurate, so I am going to rank the top of my board here just to have some solid 1st round players. Petrovsky, Will Wall. Has he always been projected 1st to 2nd? Because I seem to remember him only having just a solid round 1 projection. He has gone down 5 spots, but let's take a look here. A finesse for Wall. 4.85 40 is good. Great 3 cone. Good shuttle. I guess I'm not sure why he'd be a 1 to 2 with high awareness, play rec, A finesse. To me, he's solid round 1. There are some positions I've done such little homework on because I just don't think they're a priority. So we'll see on the clock if there's a secondary player that is interesting. But here's Leslie Davis, the only corner on my board. He is projected to go in the first 2 rounds, 4.46 40. Really, really good combine. Good speed. B block shed. Interesting. B tackling. Can definitely do it all here. I think he'll have slot archetype. I think where private workouts end up making the most sense is for like a mid-round pick. I feel pretty good about making the most of those early selections, especially in the 1st round. But I want to make sure that in rounds 2 and 3, maybe even 4, that's probably where I'm attacking edge rusher a little bit. Somewhere between rounds 2 and 4. And that's where I need to get more sure of things. Here's a good option for the private workout. We have Kalyn Allen Outside linebacker, he's 6'6", 268, really good size. I like all the traits here. Loves to use a spin as a counter move, swift arm over, speed to power. We just don't know his pass rushing skills. We know with B block shed, he can help out in the running game, and you expect that at 6'6", 268. And the combine checks out as average, which I think when you adjust for being 6'6", 268 is really good. You select your private workouts during the free agency recap stage, so I need to make sure before that stage I know who I am selecting, because of the way those scenarios disappear, you got to be ready a step ahead. So that gives me a good feel for some of our needs right there. That was useful. Let's check out free agency. We have $10.8 million in cap space, so we're definitely on the sidelines here. Davante Adams likely headed to the AFC. Teron Armstead, Chris Godwin, Gronk, no one's interested. He's waiting to see what Brady does. Will Fuller to the Lions. I could totally see that happening. Raheem Mostert, Marlon Mack. And we're not signing any of them. I'm putting out an extremely low offer here for John Ross. We have Darius Slayton, so I think if we trade Slayton, I'd probably raise the offer here. We didn't get to see Slayton much last season, but what we saw of Ross was good. Eagles interested in Lorenzo Carter, so that might hurt us a little bit. We really can't be competitive here. Like $6 million, I don't think I'd make this offer. It does top Philly. I think if I could get lucky here, I'm cool with it. Like $4 million here would leave us with 5. We can create a bit more space. Yeah, he ain't coming back. To the next stage. In free agency, we got rejected by Lorenzo Carter. I'm guessing he went to Philadelphia. It would be really cool if I could click on this and it would show like exactly what he accepted. Interesting, Davante Adams didn't decide after the first day. That's a bit surprising. But here are the top deals given out here. Teron Armstead to Washington. Kind of replacing Trent Williams a couple years later. Chris Godwin, 70/4, staying in the Sunshine State. Fuller to Detroit. Marlon Mack to San Francisco. Carlton Davis to the Ravens. Why not be more competitive for Godwin if you're going to give Kirk that much? Wow, Jameis to Miami. All right, then. And Lorenzo Carter got 13.7/3, so basically what he was looking for. Mock draft number 4 still has us going with Will Wall here at 5. Jets picked twice right after us. They have us going with Jose Felix here, although I have Petrovsky at the top of my draft board, so I'm not sure exactly how these mocks are created. I'm a bit surprised the quarterbacks are sliding so much. I still don't feel like I can trust it. Like, I'm taking a quarterback at 5, right? Petrovsky had his pro day. A little time off of the 40 there. 4 more reps on the bench. So, similar stuff. Looks like we know enough about Brian Petrovsky. Manuel is projected to go here to Green Bay, so don't think he would be there in the second. I have to think about what I want to do. If I go quarterback at 5, what's the next pick? I think offensive line will work, and a lot of these linemen aren't going until late in this round or not at all. I'm not expecting a lot of linemen to go in the first round. In this mock, Borden goes, what is that, 3 linemen? I still like Emmanuel Adkins a lot, and I think I might even spend the private workout on him. Had a pretty good combine. Combine looks good. What we have scouted so far looks really good. But I'd still like to know the talent. Actually, I don't think I would get the talent. I think I need 100 points to get there. Maybe a better option here would be Rasheem Silvers, who looks good from everything we know, but we don't know a lot of the key ratings. And he could easily be our second first-round pick. I really like this tight end, Mike Stallworth. Tight end has become a need after the trade of Evan Ingram. Stallworth is 6'5", 269. He ran a 4.7, 4.73 at his pro day, so I'm expecting low 80s speed average, but really high bench reps. And for skills, we have C spec catch, but not a lot else that's useful. I'd like to make him a private workout player. Oh, it's actually showing up here in Free Agency 3. Good thing I was already prepared. I've also not gotten any trade offers yet for any of those players. But let's go to private workouts. I think we are good to go. I have 3 players I wrote down. That's how many spots we get. Kalyn Allen, Rasheem Silvers, and Mike Stallworth. Why is nobody interested in Logan Ryan? It's got to be the contract, right? Cap hit at $12.2 million. Yeah, most teams... A lot of teams don't even have the room. They don't even have space, period. Looks like it's going to be the same thing for Kyle Rudolph. And especially here because I don't want picks right now. I don't want extra picks. Probably not making any moves here. I was hoping to work on a player-for-player swap. Oh, wow. We got rejected by John Ross. That means he signed with a team. Devontae Adams ended up getting 5 years, $130 from Pittsburgh. That's a huge deal. The contract for John Ross, 12.5 over 3 from Houston. Oh, but here I have trade offers now for Darius Slayton out of nowhere. Max Sharping, no thanks. I don't want a 70 overall guard right now. Ben Powers, Anthony Jennings from New England. It's good to know that teams are interested, though. Final mock draft. I don't think it'll have changed much. Still has us taking Will Wall. And then passing on quarterback to take Jose Felix. I'm not sure why these aren't updating. And they have Petrovsky going even further down the board. 22. All right, this is what it's all about here. The NFL draft has arrived. We have teams that need quarterback at the top of the board. They're projected to pass, including us twice. Do I think I could get a quarterback at 17? Any quarterback? Maybe. But I think it's super risky. I don't know if I can trust the mocks. But we're here at 5. Detroit picks first. The Detroit Lions will start the draft. First pick of the series is Chuck Vernon. All right, so that was kind of to be expected. Do they take away the mocks here? It looks like they do. But it was expected to be a couple edge rushers at the top, and then a few more of these top 5 players. Eagles at 2. Who are we facing going forward? Daryl Hopkins. All right, that's what the mocks basically told us. The Houston Texans go Mike Spruce, a first-round receiver. And New Orleans has taken Tevin Smart, another wide receiver. 2 edge rushers, 2 receivers. And the New York Giants are on the clock. What are the trade offers here? Down from 5. Next year's 1. You're going to do this again, Chicago? 18 and 21. Or these are futures. A lot of futures here. Got to be careful about when these picks are. This Viking offer is interesting. A 2 and a 7. Why would Minnesota want to move up here? Do we think that it's worth it to get the 2nd round pick? I mean, it's only 4 spots. And Petrovsky's projected to go, what, like 24 overall now? I'm taking the trade from Minnesota. The Vikings wouldn't do anything weird here, would they? Not the Minnesota Vikings. They've never done anything strange to make me feel some sort of way. No, that's not what Minnesota does. They go Gilbert Parker. Going with a defensive end. The Jets pick twice. Trent Barker, outside linebacker. Rasheem Silvers. Okay, so cross him off the board. He goes earlier than I expected. We pick one more spot. Another receiver is off the board. All right. I'm not taking any more chances here. I'm not interested in any trade downs. We just acquired some extra picks for next year. Very cool. Let's make our pick. We know what it's going to be. Every rebuild that I've done has really centered around a first-round quarterback I've drafted fairly early in the series. Brian Petrovsky is the next one. Everything we've seen to this point looks promising. And he's the first draft pick of the series. Normal development. So he's going to have to earn, obviously, a better development. And everybody we've built around ended up having better development. Now, I can't remember going all the way back to Anton Greenberry and what everybody's development was. I feel like Greenberry's might have even been star, or maybe it was superstar. I feel like there was one quarterback who was drafted with just star, but I don't think any of those quarterbacks were drafted with normal. So Petrovsky, what's his overall? Not telling us? That's right. So we only get the athletic ratings right away, which you kind of already have a ballpark number for based on combine data. You get the development, but nothing else is shown here in draft. Not till afterwards, which I do think is good. All right, normal development quarterback here to start the rebuild. Ronald Borden goes the next pick to the Raiders. Washington takes Henry Watkins. Will Wall hasn't been taken. I don't think he was supposed to, even though the mock said he would this early to us. Sidney Jefferson, Jamar Rowland, a lot of receivers here. So the Eagles, another first-round receiver, and they follow it up with Braxton Sharp. So trying to win on the outside here in Philly. One more here for the Broncos. It's Brandon Orr. And we're back on the clock again. Rasheem Silvers was already taken. Interesting, Bobby Johnson is still available. Here were the other players I had private workouts with. So, where's the info on Allen? Did it not give me anything? Did I choose the wrong player? That sounds like something I could have done. But I don't have any more info on Kalyn Allen. What about Mike Stallworth? That worked. I don't know what I did then. What'd I learn about Mike Stallworth? C run block, average run blocking. Okay. I think maybe 5th round might be a good spot for him. But is there like a random linebacker I got extra info on then? Because that is really strange. Where's a random player with 80? Outside of the quarterbacks and Mike Stallworth, I'm not seeing anybody else that would have had the extra scouting. So who knows? So what are we doing here at 17? Here's the available board. We have a couple offensive linemen right here. Bobby Johnson, Chris Basley. Let's take a look at both of them. So we know Bobby Johnson at 6'3", 332 has A impact blocking. Ended up with decent bench. It was better at his pro day. Can you trust that? B pass block power, A impact block. He would have been good for a private workout, but I guess I thought he'd already be gone. And then there's Chris Basley. A awareness. B run block. How was his bench? Okay, 35 and 34. A awareness, B run block, C pass block finesse. So probably a better run blocker on day one. Well, maybe. Do we like Basley here? If not, Basley, because I think I like him more than Bobby Johnson. Knowing that A awareness right away, I think, has a lot of value. That's a rating that is important, and I still don't fully understand. If not him, then Will Wall probably becomes an option. What about Ian Elam? C awareness. So definitely not. With F injury. Was he even on my board? I don't think he was. Will Wall, A finesse moves, strong combine performance, B awareness, A play rec. Both are really good choices. The way I look at it though, the way Madden has been doing things for a while, like if you want to draft offensive linemen and have them start and make a difference, it really has to be first round players. Just because like they haven't had good developments, there aren't a lot of ways for them to get extra experience. It's hard to take day 3 linemen and just have them start, whereas in real life that happens all the time. Look at Pittsburgh right now. I mean, Kendrick Green is starting at center. I think they might even have another rookie or two playing. I want to say they have a tackle as well, but I can't remember his name. Dan Moore, that's who it is. Dan Moore and Kendrick Green. They're playing, a 3rd round pick and a 4th round pick. But I think when you try to do the equivalent in Madden, it plays out worse. Even though both, from what I see, Green and Dan Moore have both graded out as below average starters. Looking at the board here, we have a couple options for first round talents, but I have gone through all the tackles, and a couple of these options aren't even on my board, like Ian Elam isn't. I obviously like Emmanuel Adkins. I've talked about him a ton. I don't think I was sold on Manu Manuel. I just didn't get enough here. He would have had to be a private workout player. And then Bobby Johnson, we've already talked about him. So I think I'm going O-line here, a quarterback and a tackle. We're starting this off. Brian Petrovsky and Chris Basley from Washington. Normal development once again, 87 overall, or 87 strength. I don't know his overall. Was hoping to get hidden dev here, obviously, but didn't get that lucky. Now I'm wondering when Will Wall goes. I'm not against potentially moving up, but he goes the very next pick, so he's obviously one to check on at the conclusion. Patriots, Leslie Davis. And it looks like we're going to see Edward Burris go somewhere here in the 20s, I'd imagine, with these next 2 picks possibly. There he goes to Atlanta. So we'll also have to check on him. Nick McAdams, the very next pick to Tennessee. All right. What's the situation there with Ryan Tannehill? 82 overall, 34 years old, so starting to develop the next player. Interesting. Here's Arizona, Channing Baxter. Jay Fulton, first running back to a team that got Nick Chubb in the 2nd round a few years ago, and Nick Chubb's an elite running back. I love drafting running backs, I don't agree with that one. Wide receiver to the Chiefs. A lot of receivers here early on. Tampa goes running back because they're so loaded at every position they don't know what to do anymore. Manu Manuel and Colin Stein. That's how the round 1 finishes out. On to round 2. More receivers. Marcel Oglesby. Bobby Johnson. Donovan Weeks. And Damian Glass. We're back. We do have 2 third-round picks, keep in mind. Here, we could end up going right back to the offensive line. I obviously like Emmanuel Adkins a ton. We want to give some love to the defense as well. I did like Luke Pope a lot. Pope ended up with B power moves, B block shed, 6'4", 308. I think he'd be the new nose tackle. Projected to go a little bit later. Looks like he'd be solid round 3 pick. Peter Quinn. D power moves. Now, with him being 287 pounds, I would assume that he is going to be a finesse rusher, but don't know the finesse rushing. But I think the combine is so good you could overlook not having that info. Like, he finished first at so many things here. A play rec, D power. Still very intriguing. There are still a lot of receivers that are going to go soon. So, Adkins is here, 15th on the big board. A lot of these players in the top 15 here aren't on my board at all. Derek Bradfield. If he had the cover skills, I think he'd be a good fit here. He's listed at middle linebacker, but he can rush the passer, which is interesting. So, is he an inside linebacker? I don't think I know enough here. Would have been a good private workout player. I didn't get all that lucky here on the scouting for Jalen Ray or at right end Abdul Hairston, so I don't think they're in play here. Quinn is interesting because he does have the finesse rushing. Oh, I assume anyway. The combine was so good, I'm counting on that. Adkins is more of a sure thing. We've already gone offense twice. If we go offense again, we're probably going defense for a few picks in a row. But everything we know here is important and good for Adkins. And where do these defensive linemen fall on the available board right now? After Adkins. Peter Quinn's ranked at 19. So I kind of like going offensive line here again, and then maybe trading up. Jose Felix, 41st on the board. Yeah, I think that will be just fine if we do that. Looking at 3 new offensive starters. Emmanuel Adkins is the pick, and again we have normal development, unfortunately. 3 in a row. 89 strength, 84 acceleration. Check on ratings and overalls later, but obviously you hope to get some hidden dev players. We had 3 picks in like the top 40, and none have hidden dev. So let's sim a little bit and consider a trade up. There goes Hairston. There goes Graham Kendricks. Jalen Ray. Jalen Rose. Peter Quinn goes here to San Francisco. We pick in 10 to 15 spots. Going through all these players, I'm trying to find an edge rusher to trade up for, and I can't find any that I'm super confident in. A lot of these scouting reports just weren't all that lucky for us. I do like Tyler Beltran a lot. Rounds 3 to 4 projection, however, with a finesse move. So at this point, maybe we're not moving up. I just don't know who we'd be moving up for. And I feel like I have enough options within the same tier to where I don't need to turn 4 picks here on rounds 3 and 4 into 3 picks or anything like that. So maybe we're just going to let it go from here. There goes Kalyn Allen. I liked him a lot. He had A-man coverage. I was just looking at his scouting report. There's Kalyn Allen. He's another player that was supposed to have a private workout with us, but I don't know. Maybe he never showed up or something. We didn't get the data. We're on the clock right now after Sam Farr is selected. And he was the player that was in the scouting scenario, so we want to check out if he had hidden dev or anything interesting. A couple of my favorite targets here are ranked 35th and 38th on the board, so it seems like a decent spot to be trading down. We'll trade down with Las Vegas. We'll pick up an extra 5th round pick in the process. So instead of consolidating the move up, now we're spreading out to move down the board, I suppose. Raiders trade up, and they select Dimitri Knight, a tight end. And we're back on the clock in 2 selections, too. There goes Jose Felix. and then Malcolm Kaplan. In these series, I tend to limit my trade downs in draft to usually just one. I've already done 2 in this one, so I'm not going to do any more trade downs. I got 2 3s, 4s, and 5s, so let's do something with them. I am taking a look at some of the players who are ranked higher on the available board, but in a lot of cases, I'm checking out the scouting reports, and from what I can see, I understand why they're falling down the board a bit, so probably just going to stick to my board mostly. Our next pick is going to be Luke Pope, who is ranked a bit down the board, but he is the next best defensive tackle, and I like him. So Luke Pope is our first defensive pick of the draft, and he has 85 strength. Hoping that gets a little bit better so we can handle the running game a bit there, but he had B, block shed, and B power moves, so looking forward to his ratings, but again, 4 normal dev players. And with this next selection, we're going with an edge rusher this time. It's going to be Tyler Beltran. We know he has A finesse moves. He had a good 40, but not great with the 3-cone and the 20-yard shuttle. So that's a little unfortunate. But he also has C-zone coverage. Beltran's the pick. 86 speed, 75 strength, and again, normal dev. Now we have to make it to the top of the 4th round. We have 2 more picks there. So far, so good. None of my main targets have been taken yet. Quarterback to Carolina. Kai Freeman, and we're back. This time I want to draft one of my favorite inside linebackers in the class. We have Michael Layman. We got lucky when we scouted him, and 40% I felt like was enough because it gave us injury awareness, man coverage, play rec. There could still be some run-stopping weaknesses here, but we knew he was going to have good strength. At the very least, I need a coverage linebacker, so he's a fit. Just how much of a fit is he going to be? Layman has normal dev, 86 speed, 78 strength, good acceleration as well. But everybody so far has had normal development. Will we be able to find any hidden dev players with the picks we have remaining? There goes Alani Davis. I did like him. Not sure the plan now on these last picks. We went 3 offense, 3 defense, addressed the main areas of concern, and now I can kind of do whatever I want. I can even take a running back if I feel like it, but not with this 4th round pick, I don't think. Let's take a look at my board. Here's players I've already gone through. We have 22 players. A lot of them in the front 7 or offensive line. It'll be interesting to see if I can make the most of these day 3 picks. They've gotten more difficult with the projections being where they are. I'm interested here in Antonio Golson. C-man coverage, C finesse. Wouldn't mind adding a linebacker with some versatility. Mike Barrow is interesting as well. B awareness, C power moves, and play rec. His 40 time got a lot faster at his pro day. I liked Antonio Golson. His 40 time did come in a bit slow though in the 4.8, so I think he would just probably end up being an edge rusher. B awareness, C finesse. I feel like he might be a power rusher. We don't know what his power rushing would be. It's kind of a toss-up for me with him and Mike Barrow, who's 5'11", 221. The second 40 time was pretty good. You'd expect him to be a coverage linebacker. C power moves at 221 pounds is kind of interesting. He does have a higher projection, but I am going to go with Golson here. I'm hoping that there's some power rushing to his game as well. Hidden development, let's go. Oh, got lucky on that one. 77 speed, 78 strength. But hey, the first hidden dev player. Taylor Callaway just got drafted. Those running backs are going. I want to say Callaway was my favorite available as well. I do like Hayward. I think he's going to be a receiving back with him being 190 pounds. Runs in the low 4.5s. For Ruben Knight, I know he wasn't fast. Similar speed, but more size. And he can catch the football. Here in the 5th round, oh, he was taken. No. Oh, wait, I didn't put him on the board. Mike Stallworth, everybody, is going to be our next pick. We actually spent a private workout on him. Like the combine, should be okay at run blocking. Hoping that he's a good developmental tight end. And he has normal development. 80 speed, I knew it was going to be a bit lower. But we'll see if there's some upside. Avery Hayward went. Will I have a running back on my board here? Ruben Knight. All right, I'm cool with that. 5'11", 206. We'll run low 4.5. I think he'll have pretty good acceleration. They rate that as great. 2nd tier. Love that. Strength is solid. Change of direction is solid. We know he can run some routes and catch the ball. We'll see how versatile he ends up being. Normal development. Only 87 speed. And we'll just sim right to the 7th round where we have our last selection of the day. 3 favorites still on the board. Delonte McGee sliding all the way down the draft. Devin Nobles from Oklahoma. Day 3 projection on him. B awareness, C block shed. What do we know about Justin Lewis, the center? Bench came out pretty good. Really good combine overall. B run block finesse. D pass block finesse. Do we want some extra O-line depth? Let's go with Justin Lewis. 83 strength, 72 speed. All right. That's how the draft comes to an end. It definitely took me a bit more time in my first draft. It was fun, though. It was nice to have a little bit different process and not just be given all of these talent grades and just make your picks kind of based off of that. So let's recap our draft and check some ratings here. Right off the bat, 75, 370s, a 71, 64, 67, 63, 64, and 60 overall. So let's start it off here with the new quarterback in town, Brian Petrovsky from Oklahoma. Plenty of quarterbacks from Oklahoma in recent years. 92 throw power, 80 deep accuracy. There is a morale hit right now, so it's really an 82, and his short's really an 84. I like his ratings a lot. He can run. I am looking forward to seeing him play, and hopefully he can get a boost, because normal dev probably won't cut it. Chris Basley was our second first-round pick, normal dev left tackle. Basley is 87 strength, and all of his key ratings here, all the blocking ratings, are basically mid-70s. They all need some work, but he'll likely play on day 1. We played Solder last year as a 70 overall. Basley's already there. Not a home run pick, but hopefully he has a chance to become a solid starter. We then took Emmanuel Adkins as a 70. He'll play guard. I don't know which spot yet, but he is a better pass blocker than run blocker right now. Adkins is 6'2", 307. Almost wonder if I'd like to play him more at tackle over guard. Compared to Basley, he is a better athlete. He's a better pass blocker, and Basley is a better run blocker. So there is a chance I just swap those positions. Basley's also 340 pounds. So that might be a decent move for us. Luke Pope at D tackle. He might be a day 1 starter. He's from Georgia Tech. 85 strength, 80 block shed, 72 power moves. Nothing here is incredible, and I'm going to mostly focus on him just being a run stopper. Tyler Beltran could play a lot early on. Will he wear number 13 like Odell Beckham? I don't know about that. 86 speed, 79 finesse, 72 block shed. Yeah, he has a really good chance to see the field early. Maybe even day one. I'm going to give him number 59. Michael Layman. I was really excited about him, and I was so confident I didn't spend a private workout. And in this video, I'm pretty sure I said he was a third-round player for me. Well, he's a 64 overall. Morale's taking it down. 70 tackling, 64 block shed, 54 zone coverage, 58 man. I forget all I knew about him, but this is just a flat out miss for me. I think that I knew he had 3 B ratings. I thought it was like awareness, play rec, and coverage or something. Bench top 5, 3-cone, shuttle. He can move, and he's got strength. And we know with all these skills, he should have a chance to be a 3-down player. And he's only day 3 projection. I still think I would give him at the least a 3rd-round grade. I'm not sure yet who I'm using the private workouts on, because even players like Layman, I feel like I know enough. With this new scouting, I think you're going to have more misses like this, and clearly this is one for me. I'm trying to check out the last episode quick to see what we knew, because I was like so confident I had enough information, and I was wrong. So I knew he had B awareness, which turned out to be 68. It's being knocked down right now. B man coverage, which ends up being a 58. That's a B grade. Now, I think it's based on this specific class, so I guess I got an above average man coverage player at linebacker. B player rec turns out to be 70, which is cool. I saw those 3 B ratings and felt like there could be some more good stuff in here, but he can't cover. He can't tackle that well or get off blocks. That's a miss. I then selected Antonio Golson. Hidden dev, 67 overall. 77 speed, 90 acceleration. And as I expected, he was a power rusher, 75. So that gives us some more pass rushing depth. Unfortunately now, I don't think I added a good coverage linebacker this season. Mike Stallworth, the tight end. 80 speed, 77 catching with 61 run blocking. The route running's a bit low for him. He's definitely going to need a lot of development. Running back Ruben Knight from West Georgia, 87 speed, 72 break tackle, 73 ball carrier vision, 71 strength. I don't know that he takes Booker's role. I don't know that there's a lot of upside with those ratings being as low as they are. Justin Lewis was the last pick, 60 overall center. Nothing here is all that impressive. Besides, he can move pretty good. So, overall, it's not like, you know, a home run draft or anything. We got a quarterback. We got some offensive linemen. I don't know that anybody here is going to be a high-level starter. We'll have to see about Petrovsky, because he's going to have to earn that high development and everything. The new drafting is much tougher, and I think I found that out here in the first time utilizing it. So let's go through a few things then that I missed. First player, by the way, Chuck Vernon, then Daryl Hopkins. The receivers ended up being pretty good. Overall wise, the best you could do is 79. Jay Fulton. I said the Browns shouldn't have taken a first-round running back. Well, they took a hidden dev player ranked the best in the class, so great. Him and Nick Chubb. So I never really considered moving up into the top 5. Rasheem Silvers ended up only being a 70. Wow. With normal dev. Wasn't expecting that. Ronald Borden here, a 72 hidden dev. All right, hidden dev makes everything there along the O-line. I traded down. I took Basley, passed on Will Wall. Hidden dev 76. So I kind of forced the need there, and I felt like we were going to see Basley come in higher rated. I felt like Wall was going to be pretty good. I don't remember everything I knew about him, but it was impressive. And he would have been the right pick. Leslie Davis was a 76 hidden dev. So hey, I had some of the best players on my board. I just didn't draft them. Does that count for anything? Quincy Wiggins, hidden dev. Some good cornerbacks here early. And then we get to the next quarterbacks. Edward Burris, normal development. He will be Atlanta's new starting quarterback. 88 throw power. Accuracy is just a little bit below where Petrovsky is, but 90 speed for him. The third quarterback taken was Nick McAdams, normal dev for him. So you were getting a normal dev quarterback in this class no matter what you did. Manu Manuel, I didn't think I knew enough about him, but hidden development, 85 strength, 81 run block, 78 pass block. Looks like he will be very good. In the second round, I guess I passed on Bobby Johnson as well with hidden dev. Bobby Johnson, 87 strength, whatever with the ratings, but hidden dev. I passed on Peter Quinn as well, normal dev. He went a bit later in the second round, 75 finesse, 90 strength. Kalyn Allen went to Atlanta, hidden dev, 72. He has the cover skills I was looking for, but I was so confident in Michael Layman. I really overlooked the other coverage linebackers because I was sold. And I should have made him a private workout player. I felt like I knew enough, and I got cocky there. Kalyn Allen, 68, normal dev. Was supposed to be a private workout player. We never got the extra info, but he looks like a solid power rusher with some run-stopping ability and a pretty good athlete as well. Sam Farr ended up being a 70 with normal dev. I knew if he was going to be good at all, it was going to be power rushing stuff I didn't know, but we ended up coming back later with a very similar player, so it doesn't matter. Jose Felix, hidden dev, 71. He doesn't really have good coverage. He's not a pass rusher, just a run stopper, so I felt like that role was already filled on the team. The running back I like, Taylor Callaway, was a 71. Normal dev. Callaway's so much better. 82 break tackle, faster, more explosive, can catch the ball. I didn't think I'd have to move up to get him. I thought I'd get him top of the 5th, and then didn't happen. Avery Hayward went before I got to take a running back at all. Better vision, better break tackle than the running back we took, same speed. So yeah, it definitely wasn't a great draft. I think that in general, you're not going to solve as many problems in the draft now as you would have before. It's more difficult. I think it's more fun, but you're also going to make more mistakes. And you gotta think a lot about these players and when they should go and how confident you are in them. I got overconfident in Michael Layman, and I think that hurts a lot, actually, because I thought he was the coverage 3-down player, and he wasn't. When I saw B-man coverage, I'm like, well, zone's going to be a B, and it's a day 3 player, so done deal. He's going to be fine. So Petrovsky comes in already rated higher than Daniel Jones, but from a rating standpoint, I think they're going to be pretty similar in a lot of ways. Very similar speed, but it's not like a huge deal. Petrovsky, though, better change of direction, better throw on the run, better break sack, play action is 2 less. He's not going to fumble as much. Like, that's worth something. And he's higher rated as a rookie, whereas Daniel Jones is entering year 4. So we have a new starting quarterback at least. But I think I might have to be a bit more active now with the rest of free agency and whatnot to get this team ready for week 1. I'll save that for next episode. What did you think of the draft, everybody? What could I have done better? Well, I mean, I showed you everything I could have done better right there. But were there things that I could have noticed at the time of actually drafting that could have made the draft better? Please leave a like if you enjoyed the video. Subscribe to the channel, and we'll be back with more of the Giants soon. Have a great day, everybody.